speak on it with who you with, Curtdog.
Welcome to the show. Let's get this party started.
I'm out.
Hopefully, y'all day today.
I'm out.
It wouldn't be allegedly because he was charged.
Welcome to speak. I'm out. Welcome to speak. I'm out.
Why those must be some good wings.
I'm out. Who you with, Curtdog?
Welcome to Speak on it, Curtdog. I'm him. Curtdog, what's going on? Hopefully, y'all had a great week today. What is it? Thursday, man. I can't forget about Thursday night. You know what time it is. It's Thursday night. My little sister's waiting in the wings to come in. We are live. Notice it's not a recording. We are live tonight. So welcome everyone on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, D Live as always in the house, and also Anchor.fm. We are recording the show. You can always go back and listen to the reruns. Tonight, we're going to talk about a couple of things. Tonight, we're going to spotlight Black business tonight. Then we're going to talk about that accident in West Texas that killed 9 people. And it came out today that a 13-year-old was driving the truck that crossed the median and killed these folks, including herself. Then we talk about human trafficking quite a bit on the show. And tonight we're going to hit on human trafficking in Florida, where over 100 people was arrested. And you will be surprised some of these folks that have been arrested. Then also we're going to talk about Jenny Ryan. Y'all know who Jenny Ryan is. That's the real estate agent out of Frisco or Plano, somewhere up in Collin County. We're going to talk about her. She took part in the January 6th terrorist attack on Capitol Hill last year. And she complained and saying that her basic needs was taken from her. We're going to talk about those basic needs tonight. So you can actually chat live with us in the chat room. Then you can also call in tonight, 972-591-3665, 972-591-3665. If you call in, there's only one rule. Well, a couple of rules. Do not block your number. I won't answer. And also be respectful. We can agree and disagree, but those are the rules. So my little sister, she in the background just looking like, okay, come on, cut it off, Curtdog. Welcome to the show, Miss Risky. I knew you was finna do something. I said, I'm gonna catch her. How you doing tonight? How was your week?
Exhausting. I am just so tired. Think I just need a vacation or like something. I don't know. I'm tired of dealing with stupid people at work. I made some of them work today. Like I am no longer going the extra mile. Like they're getting all the bonuses and increases and they do absolutely nothing. So like simple stuff, I'm like, oh no, we don't do that. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to do that yourself.
Telling that's above my pay raise.
Like for real, is now.
So if you want it done, you're gonna have to do it yourself.
Well,
That's
and this is
not
stuff that they should have been doing. Like HR should be giving employees like information regarding direct deposits and W-4 information. Why are you sending me emails talking about they send somebody a California W-4 form? I'm in Texas. Like go on to your state website and pull it up like an adult. Google it. W-4.
now. You know, most people want
I
everything in a
know.
microwave.
But HR should know this. Like they've been on the correspondence for like, well, I've been there for 3 years now. And we like you could either go to the state website, type it in, pull up the form, and they should be saving them to their computer so they can give it to the employee. Because this is not something that's a rare occurrence. People ask for this stuff daily, multiple times a day. You should have this information.
But seem like when they come in to sign their paperwork and everything.
Well, no, these are updates.
Okay.
Like people, like they'll relocate to another state and need to change their stuff. So
They should be able to just give
yeah,
them one.
but HR, hello, they're reaching out to you. Give them the information. So she was like, I guess she looked it up and she sent it to him. I was like, look how easy that was. You
Mm,
got that information without me.
exactly. Um, man, so this have been a uh, kind of a crazy week for me. Um, I'm still dealing with some stuff we're not gonna say right now, but just say I might be smiling now, but I'm in pain. So we'll leave it at that. But I'm happy to be here, my little sister. We haven't talked all week, which is crazy because normally we'll talk at least one time during the week. That's what type of week it been.
Yeah, I just I'm a recluse this week, and probably this weekend. I got I printed out some of my cards. I think we're gonna start trying to market my trivia game. I think we're getting the name, um, like the name registered. They finally cashed the check, so I guess we got the name. Um, we used Kinko's to get the cards printed, but they mixed up the stacks. They're supposed to be in separate stacks or in decks, but a couple of them are taller than the rest. And I was like, I've got to go through each card, each deck, and make sure the questions they have all the questions in each deck. So,
Mm.
so yeah, that's gonna be my weekend. I was planning on writing and doing some things, so I'm not gonna be seeing anybody. I may poke my head out to forage for some food, and by that I mean street tacos. I don't know.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of good street
Yeah,
tacos.
yeah.
Street
But happy
tacos.
St. Patty's. You know, I'm
Happy St. Patty
representing.
Day to everybody. Um,
I count that 3%.
let me see. I'm part Irish. You see, well, it don't turn out green, so it won't look good on the green screen. But yeah, um, happy St. Patrick Day to everybody. Be safe out there. Don't forget, it's still a school night. I know a lot of kids are on spring break, but it's still a school night. Some of y'all got to go to work in the morning, so be safe. Welcome to the show. T Cal is in the house. Said happy Thursday to. Well, she sent that first message. I think she was.
She got too excited.
Yeah, I got excited. We are back live, but then she just said happy TH. And so she might. I don't know. She might be low in the baller too. I don't know. But happy Thursday to you. Thank you for always supporting the show. Um, we're gonna bring back. Uh, doing Black Business Spotlights. Um, this young lady actually been on the show before, um, over a year ago. She came on the show, and uh, Man Beauty Depot LLC, located in DeSoto, Texas. Definitely get out, support her. Black-owned business, Black veteran-owned business, female business. Definitely go out and support her because we have a lot of beauty shops in our neighborhood. Unfortunately, they're not owned by us. It's other people coming from other communities that is coming to sell a product. Then they follow you around the store, think you're gonna steal, and then they treat you. Uh, I'm not gonna say all of them, but a lot of them do treat you bad, and but they want your money. So we need to support our own business. Uh, Shout out to Land Beauty Depot, 1488 Northampton Road, DeSoto, Texas, 75115. You can go to a website. I've actually been to the store. Um, uh, Once she came on the store, I went over and purchased some things. And well, my wife went over and purchased some things. So definitely her, um, support her in our business, and we have to support ourselves. And please, when you go in and support Black business, you have to understand a lot of time we have to pay higher price to get our supplies.
And they
Um,
also don't have a lot of name brand stuff. And it's mostly black products because the Koreans or whatnot, their shops, they get the name brand. They
and
have those contracts.
and they get a better price on that product. So if you have to pay a little bit higher price than what you normally do, that's fine. Yeah, definitely support them. It's about supporting our own. And Lead Beauty Depot, she do a lot of things for the community. She actually highlight business in her store. So if you have a business, as long as it's not uh, beauty supply product, she will set you up a table there in her store for free, set everything up for you. Only thing you got to do is show up with your product, but you need to contact her and get the available dates. I believe it's a business Saturday business highlight, and she don't charge for this. So definitely reach out to her. Great sister, her and her husband both are great. They both are veteran. Support this business. Nice store, and when you go there, you're gonna be treated like family. So definitely support them. Um, T. Cal said, "That's great to hear. Well done." Um, I know I'm behind on the message, but thank you, T. Cal. So, man, have Risky, have you been over to Risky Depot yet? Or
Who's Depot?
I mean, how, Lord, blame it on the cup. It's the green cup. Maybe I'm speaking it into existence. Maybe you finna get a business where you can get
I
away
am
from
my
the.
business. I
There you
need, yeah,
go.
I'm telling you,
Uh,
listen, the Black Trivia card, we're trying to get this going. We're at the stage where we have samples, but we still need a printing company. Um, because right now we don't need like 500 sets of cards. And we just need to have some little samples that we can market and get in the hands of like some company. So we'll see.
and be able to print on demand
Yes, exactly.
and do good quality work.
Because right now, everything that is being presented to us is like, all right, we pay like 3 to 5, grand for printing for, X amount of cards. And it's like each card, to make a profit, we would have to sell the cards at like $30, $40. And I'm like, that's stupid. Nobody's paying that for trivia. Like,
Exactly.
it's gotta be reasonable. Like, you getting your money, we need to be able to recoup something, so.
Exactly. So
Yeah, we're still looking, but hopefully we'll snag something. Because ideally we'll play it a live game somewhere. We'll probably set up a game night somewhere and test it out, and before we roll, and so hopefully we can get some attention from some interested buyers.
exactly, and maybe once y'all get the car set up, you could be a part of that Saturday business highlight at Land Beauty Depot, and have your cards in there.
Because
Um, so,
we're
bottom
already
line,
we're already thinking about the next set.
there you go. Bottom line, our own, support our own, because what's going on today, we have these places coming in our community running the small business out, and which is terrible. So definitely try to support our own and go with it like that. So if you want to be
To build up our
highlighted,
economy, because that's why we
exactly,
keep getting ignored and treated the way we do. So
exactly. And if you want to be highlighted on a Thursday night Black Business Spotlight, hit me up. Who you with Curtdog at mail.com, who you with Curtdog at mail.com, and hit us up and let us know. And what we would do is possibly put you in the spotlight. And now I'm gonna check your business out because I'm gonna tell you now, if you ain't legit, we ain't doing it. So, but definitely hit us up and we'll go from there. I know Lynn Beauty Depot because I've been there, I've shopped there with my wife, and she been on the show before, so definitely hit us up. So, oh, excuse me. Um, in the news today, had been going around quite a bit where trying to find my story. I guess I didn't put. Oh, here it is. Where that accident happened out west and close to New Mexico, where 9 people was killed in a car accident. Um, and basically, it came out today that there was a 13-year-old child driving that truck that crashed into the university van that killed 7 people on the van. It was total of 8 on the van, I believe, and one person survived, but 7 was killed. The 13-year-old was killed, and the adult that was in the truck with the 13-year-old was killed. And my question for you is, at what age do you feel safe, or what age should you allow a child to travel on the highway? Now, 13,
Like you can't even get your permit at 13.
yeah. Now, if you're driving in a parking lot or something, cool. But getting on the road,
Yeah. And
and
they said
especially on a
he
major
was traveling at
highway,
75 miles per hour, but I have a feeling it was more than that.
exactly. And they had a blowout because apparently it was a spare tire that was on the vehicle. And a child, and to be honest with you, I don't think most kids at 18, um, if they driving at that type of speed, would be able to control or know what to do with a vehicle if you have a blowout. Because if you have a blowout, your truck and your vehicle are going to be shaking, and especially on the front, it's going to be shaking, and you got to be able to control it. So I'm just kind of curious, at what age do you think is good to allow a child to drive on a freeway? Um,
I
I,
mean, I think it all goes to their maturity level. I mean, usually, minors, you have them in residentials or, you don't have them on the freeway right away. But, 14-year-olds in Texas can get, classroom education regarding with their driver's education. But they can't apply for their learner's license until they're 15. And just think about like those kids who are emancipated from their parents, and I think you could do that at 15. So they're on the roads doing, hustling and going to jobs and doing what they need to do. So I think it varies with that child. Um, I don't know why he was driving. I don't see that they mentioned why he was driving. Was the parent drunk and his kid was driving him home? I don't know, but I need more backstory because and then the tire that was on a car that blew out was a spare, so it was already like not the most optimal conditions when he was in that car.
exactly. And when I first heard about the story, matter of fact, this morning, I was telling my wife, because it been replayed so much on the news. I told my wife, I said, 9 times out of 10, either one or two things happen. Either the adult that was in the truck either had a medical condition that caused them to veer into the wrong side of the road, or they could have fell asleep, or could have been alcohol. But then it come out, it was the child driving. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty scary. Um, um, People allowing their kids to drive on a highway at that young age. A child don't. I feel a child don't know what to do um, when you're dealing with traffic. Someone cut in front of you, or you're gonna slam on your brake, or you're gonna get nervous and
Yeah,
speed
but
up.
adults, there are some adults that don't know how to handle skids and things like that. And you see it all the time. Again, it's just, you know, your maturity level and how well you handle pressure. I don't think it has anything to do with age. Again, I still have questions as to why he was behind the wheel when there was a fully formed man riding with him. I mean, have no idea what the situation was. The kids, this is probably not the first time the kid's been on the freeway. But like the story said, the tire that was on the truck was a spare. So who knows how long that spare was on there before it blew out. So the conditions were just not in their favor. So I just have too many questions.
Yeah, it's a lot of questions that need to be answered. And then, and if it was a donut, because I don't know if it was one of those small donuts on the car, and on
Yeah,
those,
it didn't really specify, but it was a truck. So I'm assuming that it may have been like, I don't know. I don't know what truck donuts look like because I had a spare tire, but it was like a full size
mm,
tire. Um, but it wasn't meant to go the distance.
and it's not meant to be driven at a high speed either.
Right. Like
Um,
just to get enough to get you a good tire and keep it moving.
and I've seen some people who've actually have a donut, then they got to stop and put air in it because
Yeah.
they done drove on it so long, and the
But
tire's
they
not.
can't.
It's not
Tires are
meant for a
expensive.
replacement. Oh, I had to buy a couple for my vehicle the other day. I was like, Lord, that's a grip, and then gas prices are high. I'm
I know.
like, what I'm supposed to do? I, I'm like, look, I need a, I don't know. I
That's why I
might,
got all these side hustles I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do like those audio books. I'm auditioning for those. I'm like, I need to have my hands in all the pots and make some monies so I can, eventually retire in my 50s and just concentrate on writing and doing artsy fartsy stuff.
yeah. My mother-in-law told us today because she had to put her truck in the shop, and she was like, I don't know. Um, I might have said, stuff is so high today and gas so high. I might need to stand out on the corner and hold up a sign asking for money. We were like, you don't have to do it, but I see these women all the time.
Yeah, they're out
Um,
here in Valley Ranch or well at the border of Valley Ranch and Las Colinas. You see a girl and she's got her sign at 635 in MacArthur. Same
mm,
spot like every day.
and
And I'm
time
like,
I need food, money.
yeah, I have
Um,
no idea what the sign is, but I was like, every time I see her, I was like, I keep trying to see the sign, but usually a big truck is in my path and I can't read it.
oh, it's one out here close to us. Um, and I've seen this woman at different places. But the problem is, when I first started seeing her, the child was small enough for that stroller.
Hmm.
Now the child feet is hanging, is dragging the ground, and she's still holding that same sign. And every once in a while, um, it may be a man with her. And I'm like, you mean to tell me after all these years, you ain't found nothing? One of my hangout spots back in the days was a local restaurant, and the manager there had seen them in the parking lot. She invited them to come to the restaurant, fed them. After they ate, they went right back out there on that corner. I said they got to be making some good money. Have to.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's too crazy out there. Like I always joked about doing it just to see if I could get something. But people are insane. Like I could end up, shot up because people are insane, or I could get run over. You know what I mean?
True.
Like somebody could just have road rage or have a bad day and decide to take me out because I'm ruining their community.
And
I'm
we
just out there trying to get happy hour money. I don't know.
exactly. And we've actually seen this week. We've heard different incidents where uh, people getting ran over by a car,
Hmm.
people getting shot up, leaving a bar.
Oh, there's
Uh,
a story that was in New York. They have a serial killer taking out vagrants.
exactly.
Like,
Um,
I need to see that on ID channel stat.
and then I seen today, earlier today, in Florida. I didn't get a chance to read the story because I was doing research on other stuff. But in Florida, two people shot at the bus stop. I'm like, damn, you can't hardly do much today.
Yeah, you can't
Um,
even do anything. You can't even be in your house without a stray bullet, coming through somewhere. Like, we have so many shootings occurring, and the year just started. Like,
exactly. And if you're just not tuning in, you are listening to Speak on It. Curtdog, Miss Risky, and I are live tonight. You can live chat with us in the chat room, whatever platform you are on. Please take the time to like, subscribe, click notification, share it with a friend. We are live. So if you don't believe us, put something in the chat. We'll respond. Um, put
or
it in
not.
the chat. We'll respond. Well, we might respond. Depends on what you put in the chat. So, but we are live tonight, so you can definitely hit us up and communicate with us. And um, so that hopefully, I feel sorry for the family of those 9
Yeah.
victims because this one father I seen on the news last night, he was like, I don't believe this. I just can't believe it. The young lady was getting ready to graduate college, I think, in a couple of months. And she was doing it early, graduating early. Uh, so keep her family in your prayers and go from there. Uh, stand by. Oh, you are listening to Speak on It, Curtdog. I'm out, Curtdog. Miss Risky is in the house tonight, Thursday night, like we are together on Thursday night. You can live chat with us in the chat room. We've been talking about um, well, we did a spotlight on Black business, spotlight with Land Beauty Depot. Please go out and support her in her business. She is a woman owned, veteran owned, double veteran owned, because her and her husband both are vets. Black owned business, beauty shop, not a beauty shop, but beauty supply house. And definitely go out and support her. She's located in DeSoto, Texas. Um, I've had the opportunity of meeting her, going to the stores. She's been on the show in the past, so definitely go and support her in her business. She is black owned and a vet, so her and her husband both. So go out and support them. We also talked about the 13-year-old that came out today. That was the driver of the vehicle that killed 9 people the other day in Midland, near Midland, close to the state line of New Mexico. Um, so that was um, what else we talked about. But now, TCAS said that it's such a shame. Yes, it is. Um, it's a shame that um, a lot of things. It's a shame today. Um, we're gonna switch them up a little bit. I'm gonna do the last one I tell you for next. Um, we're gonna talk about old Jenny Ryan. Yeah, Jenny Ryan. That's the realtor out of Frisco, Texas. Y'all, okay, let me tell you who she is. That's the lady who went to Capitol Hill last year, said it was the best day of her life, taking pictures as they stormed the Capitol. Well, last time we talked about it was the inner part of last year. She was getting ready to start um, her 60-day prison sentence, and she get out um, talking about um, prison. She was denied her basic need in prison. Um,
Yeah, she described it as a third world country.
exactly. Um, uh, like, okay. I was trying to find the original story I read, and I'm having trouble to find it. But one of her basic needs, she said she was denied telephone use, seeing going outside.
Yeah. She missed sunshine and recreation.
Um, said it was cold in there because it was COVID and she had a short sleeve shirt on. And the story I originally read said, and actually, I think some of her followers, I think someone they work with. I need to find this story because I pulled up the wrong one. Give me a second, because I don't like to say anything wrong. But they said they was disappointed in her because she made it feel bad for the ones that are in prison. And okay, hold on, let me pull it up. Um, da, 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 da. You know, we are live, so sometimes we may have
Well,
to pull up a
I'll
couple.
while you're searching for your thing, I'll add that she was quoted to saying before she was thinking that she was going to utilize this time to practice yoga and detox from alcohol and lose 30 pounds while in the facility. Well, that didn't happen.
Sure didn't.
She states that she didn't get beat up. Quote, I ate a lot of bologna sandwiches. I didn't lose a ton of weight. So that's her takeaway.
She must never heard of the story. Now, I've never been to jail, never been detained, never been, well, I won't say detained, but never been to jail, never been to prison. But I've heard of people say when you go to jail or prison, you eat what they give you. No bologna sandwich. Hopefully she had a candle or something in her cell and she was able to heat it up
You know
and
they
maybe
don't
it
do
fry.
that.
Oh,
They don't do
I
that.
don't know. I've never
That
been.
was that was our thing.
Oh, I've never been. She could have had
Well,
a
no, I'm
candle.
just saying, like, she wouldn't even consider. She just eat it the way it is.
Mhm.
She probably puts raisins in her potato
Oh
salads.
Lord.
Like,
Oh
she is
Lord.
not frying bologna.
She could have used a candle or something, fried some
No, she won't.
bologna or
And
something.
then they won't allow candles because
Oh,
she's in jail.
oh, my bad.
It's a
My bad.
fire hazard, bruh.
What they gonna do? Burn the bricks? Well, I guess they could burn their
Have you
toilet
not
paper and their
seen those
clothes.
where they have riots and they burn like they like take wires to create fire in and burn toilet paper in their beds and yeah, maybe some bricks in themselves, but some of them, you get it outside, you can do a lot of damage.
Well, I've also seen where I used to watch 60 Days in, and
Yeah.
I used to see a lot of stuff in there. But how they made that prison punch in the commode or something, something they used to
Those are
do.
like long term life, like where it not like that wouldn't be something someone who's doing 60 days in prison would be partaking in. Because it's like after doing maybe 5 or 10 years or even a year, you start getting creative and learning how to spoof up meals and create toilet. What do you call it? Jungle punch or
Uh,
something? I don't know.
I don't know. It might be tossed. I'm gonna leave that alone. That salad punch. Yeah, but Either way, I said when we talked about it before, what all she planned on doing. If I can talk to her tonight, I would ask her, how did it work out for you? How did it work out for you? Because apparently it didn't work out too good.
Well, I also don't think she learned anything from her ordeal. Like
No, because she,
it wasn't even long enough for her to feel a lot, the effects really. Like she needed like a real sentence.
yeah, and now she felt so sorry about what she did, but apparently she did a video and said she was proud of the fact that she protested on January 6th. See, that's that BS we be talking about because the thing is, a lot of people, they go and they cry in front of the judge and all of this and say, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know what I was doing. Of course, it's not us. And then on top of that, she's also the same one that says she was not going to jail because she was white, she had a great job, and all of this. But the judge said, no, 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 no. You didn't put me out like that. You going to jail. And they gave her a slap on the wrist. She thought it was going to be a spa she was going to, but it wasn't. I wonder if Big Bertha was in the cell with her.
Probably not.
Yeah, they probably had her locked up by herself. Uh, Welcome to the show, Miss Donna. It's in the house. Thank you for always supporting the show. She said lock her up. And oh, I was gonna say something else. I was gonna add to that. Lock her tail up. But yeah, she should have spent more time so she could really see how it is. But she won't think about it. Now she's saying she's so proud of it. Before she was saying she was so embarrassed about what she did and she felt sorry. She didn't know, saying it was the best day of her life. If you would have gave her more time to think about it, she would have came out with a different feeling.
Yeah,
That's the
maybe some
problem we
actual
have.
time to think about what she did.
Exactly. So, um, wonder how that work out for her. But and it been other people.
She's probably working on a book deal right now.
Oh yeah, that was one thing. Uh, in the story that I pulled a while ago, it actually said something about a book deal or something. And I'm like, why are you giving them book deals? If they
Right.
make any money off these books,
They're
that
rewarding
money
them for
should
their bad deeds.
exactly that money should go back to keep it from my tax dollars having to pay for the mess they did on January 6th. That's what
All the
should
damage.
happen. So I'm like, whatever. Um, and this one they say um, that if she could choose to stay in as if she could choose to stay in solitary confinement because she heard rumors that she might get hit with a lock and a sock. Yeah, Big Bertha was gonna get that one. She was gonna wash some drawers. Yeah,
And them
but
dunts.
exactly. Um, uh, that it was something I just seen that I can't even find it now. I just ran across it, but I moved it down. So anyway, she should have spent more time in jail. Her and all the rest of them. Um, then here's another one of federal judge Senator James Bonet of New York to 90 days in jail. Said he didn't. Saying the New Yorker didn't seem genuinely remorseful, but you only gave him 90 days. That's a vacation. That's a vacation for them. 90 days in jail? Here it is. Black and browns are going to jail for marijuana and doing more time than that if they make it
For
to
real.
the jailhouse. They might get caught with marijuana, but it's a good chance they could get killed right then and there based up on a racist cop. So y'all giving these folks slap on the wrist? No, send them to jail. Treat them like you would treat any other terrorist. Any other terrorist. Treat them the same way. Matter of fact, if we go to war with Russia, they need to be the first one to go. Everybody who's
Yeah.
been convicted.
Where Cal is his mama taking him up there?
Uh, I didn't hear you.
No, I said, where's Cal's mom? Is he driving him to the
Oh, is she
front
driving
line?
him up there?
Yeah.
Exactly. He was so patriot. I bet you won't go over there. Miss Donna said it was a show about people behind bars. Yes, 60 Days In. 60 Days In was one of them. Then there was another one about getting married behind bars or something. People were
Love
being,
after lockup.
yeah, they was
And
getting
there's
scammed.
another one too. But
There's a lot of them. 90 days in jail for committing a domestic terrorist attack. What type of mess is that? Man, whatever. Y'all tripping. Uh, so yeah, there's one more that came up. I'm trying to see. Oh, the one that grabbed House Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi podium and posed for a photo with it during the U.S. Capitol riot was sentenced to 2 months in prison. 2 months. But they say that's justice.
okay. That's pretty much
Exactly.
like he probably maxed out his vacation hours and now he's back on the job.
And he probably and he probably already have time served because it was a couple of them that had time served before.
Right.
Just like the young man out of I believe Little M or somewhere that decided to go to trial. They found them guilty on all charges. Um, they actually I can't wait until his sentence to see what type of charges they're gonna give him. It's gonna be interesting. Miss Donna said it was called Locked Up. There's so many different uh, reality shows with prisons. Reality shows is big money. If you got drama, it's big money. And that's kind of like Miss Risk and I, we talk all the time. We'd be like, maybe we need to get a little ranchy. Then we'd be like, nah, that ain't us. That's not us. But if we was on here doing reality shows and not giving out facts, oh, we'll have all type of sponsors.
Probably.
And so, but that's each his own. But we gotta sleep good at night. So, um, but yeah, most definitely, they giving these folks a slap on the wrist, and that's crazy. That should not be the case. They should get the proper time. Some people say, "Oh, well, because this never happened before." Yes, it have. Domestic terrorists have happened before. Look at Timothy McVeigh, Oklahoma City bombing.
Mm-hmm.
That was a domestic terrorist. Well, guess what? His accomplice, guess what they got? Life.
And don't forget the marathon bomber, the Boston
The
Marathon.
marathon bomber.
I think he was recently in the news. They're about to, I guess, have a trial for him or something. So he been just sitting in jail all this time under the jail. And people were
Exactly.
probably asking questions like,
Hmm.
where is he? Oh yeah, let's get him out the dungeon.
And then what was that? The prisoners that broke out of jail, they killed the police officer here in Irving on a Christmas Eve or Christmas night or something behind a sporting goods show store, and they end up catching him. And the thing is, here in Texas, if you commit a felony in the midst of and if someone lose their life in that, you could be charged for that. And I don't know about other states, but in Texas, that's how it is. If you commit in the middle of committing a crime, someone lose their life or something like that, you can be charged with that murder. Well, guess what? When they did that domestic terrorist attack, and that young lady was shot and killed, they should have been charged for it. When those officers lost their life from being attacked, they all should have been charged for it. And that's all to it. And but they not.
Yeah, and I mean, and
They
don't forget like all the school shootings. I mean, just because they're minors don't mean that they're not little terrorists. But most of them, I don't think made it.
exactly. Uh. Oh, really? Okay. This came out earlier this month too, and now all these stories want to come up about the ride. What's going on? Radio Chaos is in the house.
Hey, radio.
Hey, Curtdog, Miss Risky, I'm watching the show in VR tonight. All right, I feel you. Uh, hey, we need to hook up too. Need to holler at me. Um, Not now, but we need to talk in private. I'm gonna shoot me a text, and I'll hit you up probably tomorrow sometime. Um, uh, so this is the title of the story. And I know, Miss Risky, I didn't even think about this. I wasn't even going that way tonight, but unfortunately, sometimes things happen. A horrible day for our country. Idaho men get prison for attacking officer during U.S. Capitol riot. Well, what you think you're gonna get? What happened to Black to Blue? Oh, that didn't matter then. Um, that didn't matter at all. So
My mom texted me about the escaped prisoners. It was the Texas Seven
I thought it was the Texas Seven, but I was gonna say the Magnificent Seven, but that's a movie though.
near
Yeah,
Kennedy, Texas. It was December 13th in 2000.
was it 2000? Was it? I thought it was Christmas. It was during Christmas time. I thought it was Christmas Eve, and
They
I can
were apprehended like a month later, so between
some in
January
Colorado, and
somewhere. So yeah,
Colorado, and I think one of them was actually killed uh, while they was trying to catch him. Um, Marcella Smith is in the house. Say, hey y'all, hey Miss Risky.
hey, hey.
Um, yeah, welcome to the show. Thank y'all for always supporting the show. Uh, yes, I did see that. Did it come out today or yesterday? But he did get out of jail. Uh, he got out of jail, and I'm not saying that's the difference. Only person that was hurt in that incident was him, and he got more days than more of most of the ones that um, actually uh, hurt people. So yeah, uh, yeah, it was Officer Aubrey Wright Hawkins that was killed, shot and killed, and four of the six have been executed. Um, so that I remember hearing that story, and that I was like, man, it was behind a Osman Sporting Good that was in Urban at the time when it happened. No, it happened on the 24th. On December the 24th, they escaped on the 13th, but the killing happened on December the 24th, 2000. They had bound and gagged all the staff and stole at least 40 guns and sets of ammunition, including $70,000 from the store safe. So, yeah, I thought it was Christmas Eve. So, man, that's hard. And I think he had just had a baby or something when he was killed, which is crazy. I remember that story. And yeah, when it came on the news, I was like, man. But um, so radio brought up uh, your homeboy Jesse Smollett. You want to hit on that?
What?
He brought it up, said he out of jail.
Yeah,
Uh,
and
Now they did say he was gonna before the retrap. He's out of jail, but he's on bond while they prepare for appeal, not a retrial, appeal. He's on bond, so his lawyer folk got him out of jail. Said, "Hey, he will be out of jail before the appeal went through." So they went ahead and let him out. And I don't know if he did it or not, but a lot of the evidence point that there's a good chance he did do it. I don't know. But it caused you to look at him like, did you do it? I don't know. I wasn't there, but we shall see. Uh, so that's what's going on with that. Now, one other thing I'm gonna do with this on this segment that I did not. Uh, I was debating if I was going to talk about it tonight, but I had sent you the story the other day about uh, the lockdown that happened at a Idaho hospital. Um, Bundy, uh, Eamon Bundy, who actually a far right um, um, extreme call for a protest at a hospital in Idaho, dealing with a child protection case. I guess a child parents supposed to have been taking this child to a doctor appointment and they missed it. And when they missed that appointment, the doctors got concerned. So they did a welfare check with CPS, and this child was allegedly malnourished. And they was like, hey, they removed the child from the home. They was having a hearing. So he actually went on social media and asked his followers to go to that hospital and to go to that hospital and demand that they return this child back to the parents. Do I feel that is right? Depends on the situation. Now, to go to a hospital and cause this hospital to go on lockdown, you're putting a lot of people at risk for the simple fact if someone had a serious medical incident and needed help right then and there, they was having to go to another hospital to receive help. If that was the closest one, it could have cost them their life. Um, and what's strange about it, he did a Trump. And what I mean about that, he did the video asking people to go to this hospital. Um, and before I get to that, I'm gonna say this: this is another reason why we vote because he's running as an independent candidate for governor in Idaho. So if you're in Idaho, you need to pay attention to it and get out and vote. That ain't the type of person you need to lead your state. Um, but while he was telling people to go to the hospitals and protest, and I said he did a Trump because he was not at the protest himself. He didn't go. Why? I'm glad you asked. He was actually at the courthouse all day, standing trial on charges of misdemeanor trespassing and resisting or obstructing an officer in connection with an incident last year in which he showed up at the Idaho State House despite being banned from the building after a previous trespassing arrest. And he's representing himself in that case. So when that story came out from the Associated Press, it was the jury was still deliberating about it. So um, he told people to go to the hospital. They showed up like a fool, and They don't have any updates on if the child was returned or removed from the family. But either way, that ain't how you handle business. You got to pay attention to who you listen to, because they telling you go up here and protest, but they not showing up themselves. That's what Trump did January 6th last year, telling people go march down the Capitol Hill and force them not to certify the election, but he didn't show up. He told people to go. So that's the difference. But hey, these my opinion. Uh, Stand by. Also, want to welcome everyone that have tuned in. You are listening to us live. Speak on it, Curtdog. I mean, Curtdog. Miss Risky is in the house tonight. We're talking about different stories. If it's something on your mind, you can hit us up in the chat, and we can put it in the conversation also. Now, we have talked about um, trafficking quite a bit on the show, and if you know someone or suspect someone is um, being trafficked, the Human Trafficking Hotline number is on the stream 1-888-373-7888. Um, it's supposed to be the um, what is it? The happiest place in the world. Um,
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. But are they really doing background checks on some of these folks? It's a question. And they should constantly do background checks, because it came out to, um, I guess, yesterday, late last night or something, that um, Florida had been doing a human trafficking sting. 4 Disney employees was arrested, and also a former judge was arrested. A retired Cook County judge was arrested, and all 108 people was arrested in this thing of 6 days. In 6 days, 108 people was arrested.
Yeah, they called it Operation March Sadness 2.
Yeah, so they've done this before,
Hmm.
um, and I don't understand it. That's
But it's like a thing. I mean, this has been going on since forever. I think now, with technology and these men getting a little too cocky, they're starting to crack down on them. Like they have a whole show where there's a team of women who pose online on TikTok and Instagram as young girls, but they're grown women. One of them I actually saw on my feed doing like the little cutesy videos trying to lure men. Um, and actually, as soon as they set up their profile, these dirty old men are on their profiles. And it just boggles my mind that these grown men and some women, they get there's some pedophile who or women are just attracted to children and want to do the most vile things to children.
and not only that, um, this is so sad, because we hear about this all the time. Uh, this is real. Now the thing is, um, and I would assume this the young man who picture they was holding, um, Xavier Jackson, 27, kissing me, allegedly communicated online via text with an undercover detective posing as a 14-year-old girl. What would you want to do with a child? That don't make sense to me. And these folks are doing it. Jackson worked as a lifeguard at Disney uh, Polynesian Village Resort as a lifeguard. Can you imagine how many kids he come in contact with?
And then one of them, a Shabam, was it Malov? He's 27. He was on a visa citizenship from India and worked as a software developer for Disney.
Mm,
So he gonna get some back.
yeah, that bond, that visa is gone. Um, uh, so this is crazy. Um, I'm trying to. I know they have a list of all of them somewhere, but either way, these folks they working at somewhere that's supposed to be the happiest place in the world, one of
And
the
it still
happiest
is.
places in the
It's
world.
just, unfortunately, there's some creeps peppered
Yeah,
in with that group, so it's still a great place. But watch your kids.
yeah.
Watch your
Uh,
kids. Don't let them
take
go off alone.
and if you're on a trip like that, don't be leaving your kids by themselves and talking about, oh, we going out to have cocktails tonight. Hell no, you watch your kids.
Exactly.
Um, you don't do that. We hear about folks coming up missing all the time, and this is crazy. Um, Cal said this is horrible. Yes, it is. It's horrible. Um, I almost said something. I can't say it. That got to be the after show. But the thing is, um, this is crazy. This is really crazy. Messing with a child. Um, Here it is, an innocent child on vacation, and now
Well, I mean, it's children because there's
several of them, 108
8
people.
people, so a
That's
lot of children were
that's
involved
about
in this.
16 a day in 6 days. 16 a day. Now, just imagine if they done that every day.
I
It'll be a
mean, they
lot.
probably had their go-to, and a lot of these were communications via phone or whatever. So they may have had contact with them at the park, but then the kid gets home and they're still texting them and sending them lewd pictures, and that's how people get caught.
Mm. And then it say other suspect that was arrested, a retired Illinois judge and a 17-year-old boy. A 17-year-old boy. And in the midst of all of those um, people that was arrested, 4 of them was child predators. So they've been down this road before, been convicted of it, and they still out there doing it. Should it be tougher crimes for?
I mean, clearly, yeah. I mean, sexual assault, indecency with a minor, all of that.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
that's
you go to jail longer for harming an animal than harming a kid. Like I remember seeing the TikTok video, and it's the theme is tell me you're dangerous without telling me you're dangerous. And a man literally gets on there and says that if somebody breaks into his house, he knows he'll get less sentence or a lighter sentence for rape than murder.
mm. And
Like that makes no sense.
yeah, that's correct. So here it is. If you click on where it say 108, you can see a picture of all of them in their name. Uh, One person, let me see if I can blow it up a little bit. Is it Tiffany Nash?
There's some women in the mix.
Yeah, charged with human trafficking, Tiffany Nash, um, was charged. Um, Child sexual predator. Is that Shannon Johnson? This thing is small. Let me see if I can make my screen a little bit bigger. So I can see this real good. Did it? It didn't change it now. Um, Shannon Johnson, Timothy Finley, Jody Rose, and Xavier Jackson. They're all child sexual predators. Um, Majority of them was seeking prostitution, and there's a whole range of them from all different walk of life. Um, Offered to commit prostitution. Oh, offered to commit prostitution. Now you may think it's all females, but it's not. I see some guys in these pictures too that offer to commit prostitution. So this is uh this is something that goes on all the time, not just in Florida, but in other states too. I think Texas is one of the top states um, 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 that is high up in stake. I think it was Texas, Florida, Atlanta. I'm thinking that might be within the top five. Um, and here it is. Now I don't know for sure, but from what I can see, it haven't been an update just yet. But right now here in Dallas, um, there's a lady that is from St. Louis, came here, 30-year-old woman, came here, Dana Hope, was last seen in Dallas on March 2nd. None of her friends or family have heard from her since, but she's actually missing here in Dallas. And I believe her sister said she sounded terrified. Um, she rode the train here, and she was seen on camera with a man. Looked like she may have known him or something, but she called the sister and said he won't leave or something, and the phone cut off, and that was it. That was the end of it. And they haven't heard from her since. That was March 2nd. Um, if you go to any news outlet here in Dallas, you should see a picture of her. Or just um, Google missing woman from St. Louis, and the story will come up. And definitely, if you heard anything of Dana Hope, definitely let her family know. Contact the police if you see her. Um, this is real life situation. Um, I've seen several interviews about it, news articles. So definitely, if you're in Dallas, if you know something, say something, and let's bring her home. So, um, but other than that, um, I know it's spring break. Um, it's definitely spring break. Everybody is putting their guards down. What I mean by putting your guards down, I've said it before, since they started giving home testing for COVID, um, a lot of cities stopped reporting. They stopped reporting it, and the numbers start falling. Well, ABC News reported earlier today COVID cases predict to rise in coming week because of a new BA.2 variant that is coming. Um, it continued to spread. Matter of fact, I think China had put 51 million people on lockdown.
Pretty
Uh,
much their whole country's on lockdown.
yeah, due to this
Like
new
they're
variant.
taking it serious. Like they can only go to the store like twice a week, or and only one person from the household can go out.
Exactly. Um, so, um, and they saying they have the worst case numbers now in China than what they've seen 2 years ago. So people are letting the guards down, but still protect yourself. Do what you have to do to protect yourself. This variant Omicron BA2, it's real. Don't don't believe the hype. Because some people think it's still not real, saying it's like a flu, but until it hit home, uh, it will hit you. Uh, oh Lord, you almost made me cuss when you said the truckers at the DC convoy stated today that they are the new scientists when it comes to COVID. I hope nobody don't believe them. I hope they don't, because most of them probably, unfortunately, probably barely know how to read a map good without a GPS. I'm just saying, there's a lot of truck drivers don't know north from south, east from west. That's all I'm saying. Um, but it's their right to say whatever they want. Um, Let me see your paperwork. Know for sure that you know how to. You are the new scientist. Uh, ooh, uh, I'm reading. Yeah, that is a ridiculous statement to make. It is. It definitely is. I'm no expert, but I can say this: when they are saying that the numbers are going back up, you might want to believe them. Some people say, "Oh, it's just like a virus, just like a flu. My allergies messed up."
I
But
mean,
you,
at the end of the day, it probably will turn into that. Like our
yeah,
bodies are getting used to it, and it's going to be something that springs up every year. I mean, the flu strain changes every minute, and they just hope for the best.
but
So,
until we get a sure vaccine that can help control it.
well, people need to do their part. Like, they'll never have control over it because people are too stubborn, and they're like, "Well, I don't want to do this," and be responsible for putting a mask on, or just staying in house. Like, people are selfish. They're going to do what they want to do, and so we'll never get control of it. We'll just all end up getting it, which they said we all at one point had the Omicron because it was that contagious. We just didn't realize we had it. So it's in us. So how it affects you is just going to be like luck of the draw.
Exactly.
Viruses, I mean, you can't really get rid of. I mean, there's no cure for viruses.
Exactly. Um, I'm sorry, I just got a text I have to respond to. Um,
You have to.
well, that was actually uh, the owner of Land Beauty um Supply, Land Beauty Depot, responding back to a message I sent her earlier to let her know we was highlighting her. Um, so um, Um, so that's what we're gonna do. She said, "Thank you so much." Oh Lord, see, this is another thing, and I don't know if I should share this or not, but uh, this is another thing when it come down to um, having business, having our own business in our community. This is where we need to go back to policing our communities. Um, because she just sent me a text that, and I don't know if I should mention. I'm gonna say it because we need to look out for each other. Someone broke into their store last week.
Mm.
Here it is. You have someone coming to our community that's gonna respect you, that's gonna treat you like family, because every time you go in there, they always have, well, before pandemic, they always had a smile on their face. And I'm sure they still have a smile on their face. But now they working hard to do all of this, and somebody want to come and break into their store. That's the problem when people say, when the prices go up in the black owned business, because we don't treat black owned business like we would any other business. We won't go into some of these other beauty shop and ask for discounts, or some of these other black owned business asking for discount. But because they black owned, you want to ask for discount and don't realize that, hey, they having to pay a higher price for this product because they not putting out $1 million worth of products like these other stores. So they don't get the bulk discount like these other stores. And to let it be known, um, when she was on the show last time, she actually said she had to jump through loop to get some of these things, because people that is from other communities are the ones that, okay, some of the ones that run a lot of these beauty shops, these beauty supply house that don't look like me. They have that market on lockdown. I remember back in the days growing up, what was that black owned beauty supply chain that was here in Dallas? It was they was actually like the warehouse. If somebody remember that the name of that place, definitely put it in there in the chat. It was very known, but they don't own it no more. Um, they was either pushed out or bought out, one of the two. So the thing is, we have to support our own. We have to, regardless of where you at. And if you see something, say something. Here it is. They working hard to bring things to our community, to help our community. And some old crackhead and went up in there and broke into the store. And I say it's a crackhead. And people know who did it. You need to turn them in, because I say it all the time, when you go in our neighborhoods, destroy your neighborhood, it's gonna cause your insurance to go up, because now
Products get higher because now they got to recoup the losses.
got to recoup the losses, and that don't make sense. Support our black-owned business. Support them. Give back. And if you see something going wrong, somebody damaging their place, say something. We need to start by policing our communities. We need to start going back and saying, you know what? I wish we could go back to the way it was back in the early 80s, but it's a different time now. I don't think that'll ever come back, where if you got caught doing something in the neighborhood, you been on got 2 or 3 whippings before you got home. But that won't happen no more.
No.
Because now
Lord of
teenagers,
the Flies out there.
exactly. So, um, but we need to support uh, this young lady and her husband. They are veterans, and I don't know if y'all know. I know I did not serve, but I know a lot of vets, and it's like jumping through loops for them getting what they should deserve. It's not easy. It's not easy. So, um, and I don't know if she tuned in or not, but then we will do what we have to do to support you. And I don't, right now, I just don't like you.
I'm
I
like, you
just
jumping through what?
I just don't like you. Hey, all right,
I was
but
just trying to help you out. Like first time I was like, simple mistake. Second time,
you know I get
mm.
excited about things. Um, but yeah, that's
Just
Lord
trying
have
to help you
mercy.
out.
Lord have mercy. Um, but either way, we need to support our black-owned business, small business also, because they struggling. People might say, "Oh, they have a business, they doing great." No, it's not always that easy. When you have a small business, um, you're trying to make it. You're trying to make it by any means necessary, and trying to do it the right way. And it take people like myself, Miss Risky, to talk about these small business, and hopefully we can bring sales to them to help support them. So definitely support Lynn Beauty Depot LLC um, over in DeSoto, Texas, uh, and if I'm not mistaken, I think you can order online too. So go to our website, www.lensbeautydepot.com. Order online, they'll ship it out to you. If I'm not mistaken, check and see. I think at one point she had that part, but definitely check it out and see and support this young lady. She served her time. Her husband served their time in the service, and they're trying to do everything they can to support their community. So, um, Miss Risky, where can they find you? Wait a minute before you do that. How's niece doing? I know she home for spring break.
Stressing my sister out. She's very high maintenance.
Will it be the same when she finished college and have to supply for herself?
Yeah, because she'll probably be booed up with somebody successful,
Oh,
or her father will continue to support her until she becomes a doctor.
she's very smart, very smart. Um, and shout out to um, one of my nephews, Aiden House. I'm saying Aiden House. Very smart young man. Um, ninth grade, straight A's. Um, lowest grade was a 91 in physics. So I'm like very smart. And my wife was telling me before we came on the show, um, he's doing accounting. So with him doing accounting, one way they teach him is tax time, helping helping people do their simple tax. So I'm like, hey, very smart young man, um, which is really good. Grinded right and trying to keep him on track. So very smart. Proud of you, Aiden. Continue to do it. I'm talking to that. Continue to do the great work you have been doing, and we got your back. So, other than that, Miss Risky, so where can the people find you at?
Not in these streets. I've been on my sofa for a month, that's for sure. But no, online, I am everywhere at RSKEE. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I live on Instagram and trying to get some followers and likes on TikTok. Did a cute one today. Our rskeebooks.com. You can check out my works. If you want to send me a message, rskee at yahoo.com.
There you go. And what about your other OnlyFans or your well, not your feet Instagram?
Did I mention it?
You know I'm doing these out on. Did you?
No.
Oh,
And
okay.
I got too many projects. I can't keep up with that.
Oh,
I
uh,
mentioned what I'm using.
um, I'm sorry. I'm trying to text and do everything else. Well, that's good. I know you have a lot on your plate. You have uh, the game, trying to get the game, the card
I'm up
game
to
ready.
52 followers and
Oh,
yeah,
there you go.
some likes.
There you
My
go.
my new one has got 500 likes so far or views.
Is that your TikTok or Instagram?
It's TikTok.
Okay, TikTok. Oh
Yeah. I'm
yeah.
trying to hang in there with them kids, do current stuff.
I seen the one you sent me today, and I was like,
Yeah,
hey,
I was like at the gas pump because I was like, oh, I need to do this one, this voiceover. And then I saw the pump and I was like, aha, I could do it with the pump.
I think I'm gonna do one probably tomorrow on it. Um, and Cause I have to get some gas tomorrow, and
I'll
yeah,
probably do one Monday with one of my coworkers. I found a cute one. I was like, oh, we can do this.
well, put it like this: last week, my vehicle was on a half a tank, and I ended up. I said, you know what? I'm gonna top it off. It was at a half a tank, and I did like $62 or something on a
Hmm.
half a tank. So I'm like, Lord,
Yeah, I try not to let it get to the half. Like as soon as it gets close to the halfway marker, I'm topping it off. I am not spending bajillions of dollars.
well,
Like,
I had to take my vehicle to the truck to the shop today because when I last had the oil change, apparently um, they didn't put my filter back on good, but I knew I had a small oil leak, and but it had started leaking more, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna just go ahead and get it done, and unfortunately, the company that did it. Um, um, the company that did it, I'm gonna have to reach out to them because I did go back to them and said, "Hey, since I got more oil change, I've been leaking a lot of oil." And when the mechanic did it, he said, "Well, you did need to get your oil pan gasket changed because it was leaking. But when I got ready to take the filter off, I just unscrewed it with my hand. I didn't even have to use the tool." So that's probably why I was losing more oil. So I'm gonna holler at them tomorrow. So hey, y'all need to get this trip together. Um, but I didn't fill up my vehicle because I knew I was taking it to the shop, and I don't want them to be driving around off of my vehicle and be like, get it back, it's on E, and then I'd be upset. I'm like, oh hell no. So I'm gonna fill it up tomorrow. Y'all see me crying on TikTok tomorrow. You know why? Uh, I got a feeling it's gonna cost about 120. So I'm like, man. But radio said we should switch to nuclear powered cars.
no, we shouldn't. Can
No,
you
I'm a
imagine those head-on collisions or those accidents? That
no.
whole road would be destroyed.
But then again, you know what? Maybe people drive better.
No, they won't.
I know.
I
Uh,
mean, they got gas and electrical parts and oil in the cars, and they still drive reckless. Like those things are flammable. It's literally a missile on wheels.
well, I guess. Well, yeah, because that whatever community it happened in, it could cause a problem. That's kind of like I went past by this accident the other day, and I'm gonna do it real short. Unfortunately, two people did lose their life, and we're gonna. I'm trying to line up truck drivers. So if you know a truck driver that want to be on the show, that want to talk about the business of trucking, not just the business, but being a truck driver, period, please reach out to me because I'm trying to line up at least um, a couple of driver, uh, broker, owners trying to line them up for we can have a discussion about it because this accident the other day, um, they was coming into a construction site and the truck driver was speeding, killed two people, and that's just terrible. That should never happen because as a truck driver, they always train us to look ahead of what's ahead of you. So he probably was distracted um, for whatever reason. Radio said as long as the core is protected, it could withstand a serious crash. I don't know if I want to even take a chance on that. People not going to do the maintenance on these vehicles correctly. That
Somebody will
just
try
won't
to
happen.
steal a part and the core will get corrupted and messed up.
Be like, I wonder what'll happen if I take their nuclear power from their car. Will it still work? I'll be like that episode of 911 Texas or whatever, where they
Yeah, they'll be all glowing.
exactly. So we're good. We'll let them make it. But radio, text me. I want to holler at you about something. Uh, so text me and we can connect tomorrow if you have time. Want to talk to you about something. Um, Other than that, you can find me on social media. Uh, Social media, probably better to send me a message. I can respond quicker. So definitely hit me up. I've been tied up this week. I haven't been on TikTok that much either. Um, so we can definitely connect with me. I love to talk. If you ever call, if I don't know the number, I'm not gonna answer. Especially if you block it. So shoot me a text. I will respond sometime. But other than that, we love each and every one of you. We thank y'all for continuing to rock it with me and my little sister, Miss Risky Thursday nights. I'm working out some stuff about scheduling, so um, continue to watch the replays, and we will let you know when we live. We will let you know. So other than that, until next time, love each and every one of you. Peace.